was a Monday morning. It was about 8:20. She came into my office and says to me, I have this patient. He is an oncology patient, and he says to me, I was supposed to get married today. He probably at that time had days to live. What I love about Brooke is that she made a choice at that moment to make a difference in this patient's life. I noticed on the very first page of his chart that he was a veteran. I wasn't sure at that moment if we were going to be able to pull off a wedding, but I knew through our hospice liaison, and she is wonderful, that we could do the veteran pinning. Our chaplain, who is Eric, had spread the word that this wedding was going to happen, and we had people from all over the hospital showing up. The ceremony took place in the patient's room. There were probably about 20 people who wanted to actually be present. We gathered around the patient, and what we did first was the veterans pinning. And then Eric went ahead and performed the ceremony for the patient and the fiance. It was probably one of the most amazing moments in my nursing career of 20 years. Brooke, Eric, Stacy, volunteer services, and hospice came together in literally a split moment to give this patient what he wanted before he passed. And they did it so effortlessly, without hesitation, with absolute love, and it truly, from every standpoint, signifies exactly what we want to see as far as excellence at Mount Carmel.
We were surprised, and we found out we were having twins at 20 weeks. It's a little bit different. They were hiding on my first ultrasound. My due date was February 2nd. We had originally scheduled my C-section for January 6th, but on a Wednesday, had a doctor's appointment, and it was decided that they were going to come at 35 weeks. December 30th, I went in for a C-section with Dr. Jascott. Our twin girls were delivered, and then they went straight to the NICU. From December 30th until January 12th, 13th, we lived at Mount Carmel West. Rory and Audrey was born first. They were 4 pounds, 9 ounces, and 4 pounds, 10 ounces when they were born. The nurses were great. Jenna specifically, she was a night nurse in the NICU, kind of stood out. Jenna as a nurse is probably that whole kind of complete package when you're looking for a nurse. She's smart, she's very compassionate. She always knew what was going on. If she had Rory for one night, she could tell us everything about Audrey at the same time. You can tell she really cares for every single one of her patients, and it's not just the patients, it's their family members too. It's never easy to take care of a nurse, let alone a nurse that's a new mom. You never imagine someone else caring for your child, especially the first few hours of their life. And when I watched her give Rory that first bath, and just hearing the love and compassion in her voice as she washed her hair, and she taught us how to care for our children because they were so small and they were so fragile. And Audrey kept pulling out her feeding tube, and so they'd have to put it down several times. And she made it all okay. She didn't even try. I'm sure she probably just does it for everybody, but it really helped us get through it. And we're just so thankful to her and everything she did for our family. I love working at Mount Carmel, seeing things from the other side as a patient in L&D and mother-infant, and then as a parent with a child in the hospital. The care at Mount Carmel is outstanding, and I can never thank them enough for everything that they did for our family.
Excellence in nursing to me means knowing your field, attending to changes in your field, ministering to others with compassion and love and support. Remember, everybody didn't come from the same background they came from. That doesn't mean that they don't have some of the same feelings and some of the same needs. Know what it is in nursing that you really love and pursue that and be as good at that as possible. But the thing that is a constant is that you are always going to be compassionate no matter what you're doing. If you're doing research, you're going to be compassionate to those people that you are have as clients that you're looking. All of that, compassion, fellowship, all of those things are very, very important. And I would advise young nurses to look in that direction and to examine yourself periodically. Say, am I doing the best that I know can be done for this client, in this situation, in my life, and in the life I'm helping others to have?